What's going on, beautiful people of YouTube? It's that fantastic time of the week again. It's time for the weekly live video game hunts. As a lot of you know, this is that series where I show you all the cool stuff I've gotten through the week, through yard sales, garage sales, flea markets. I go to thrift stores like Goodwill and Salvation Army, and I'm using apps like LetGo, OfferUp, Craigslist, Facebook, whatever I can use to get my hands on awesome games at excellent prices. Make sure you stick through to the end of the video, because not only do I go over everything on a one-on-one level, as well as anything you did not see on camera, but I also announced the winner to the weekly contest giveaway. If you want to be entered, the rules are super simple. Obviously, be subscribed to the channel, leave a like and a comment down below. Hopefully something positive. If you want a little extra credit, share the video so other people can see these awesome finds. Links to everything is in the description below. You got links to my Instagram, my eBay store. I always give my subscribers good deals. And you got links to my Twitch channel. If you ever want to hear me bitch at a video game, that's the place to do it. There's also information for my P.O. box, because for whatever reason there's people out in this world that would like to send me stuff. You do not have to. I'm not asking for it. I am completely honored that you do. So the option is there. You can already tell my excitement. This was an epic week right here. We had some awesome finds throughout, but the final pickup, as you will see, absolutely excellent. So I want you to sit back and relax. Let's shekel up. Alright everybody, welcome to another episode. Here we are at the Goodwill that you see in a lot of my pickup videos, and as you can see, we got us some games, and these are some good games. I paid $1.50 for every game you see me pick up. I just happened to be the luck of the draw. That's how it works with Goodwill. A lot of people will say, you know, I don't ever have luck at Goodwills, or anytime I go in, there's just sports games. And I'll admit, that's majority of what you're going to see at thrift stores, but it's all about being persistent and constantly checking them. Now, I'm lucky because, like I said, I work directly in front of this one, so I'm always able to check it on my lunch break. But I also make it a point to check all my other local thrift stores at least once a week, sometimes more if I can. But there was just something about this being the first pickup of the week that made it so special, because it was a really good one. Always check your DVD racks, your CD racks, VHSs, whatever have you at a thrift store. Even though some may have a glass cabinet where they separate all those things when they can, they still get by, and it's going to happen. If you don't check, you won't find this stuff. Like I said, you got to be persistent and constantly check. Even though you may find the same stuff every week, you may get lucky, and this was just one of those awesome examples right here. Very happy about this pickup. So here we are at the flea market, and you may recognize this guy from previous pickups. He is an awesome person, very funny to talk to. He buys storage units, and he'll come across games in them every so often, and he'll bring them to the flea market. Here lately, if he's got something good, he'll hold it for me, which is real nice. He didn't have anything special today, but you do see that copy of Mortal Kombat Armageddon for the PlayStation 2. So I asked him how much he wants for the game. He said $3. I said $2, and that's what I got it for, which is a decent price. It's obviously not a crazy expensive game. It's just going to be one that I'm going to bundle with a system later down the road to help it sell. The reason that I picked it up is because this guy is awesome. I want to support him. I want to help him out when I can, and I try to spend money with him if I can. Is he going to hold these games for me if I don't ever buy anything, if I don't ever scratch his back? No. So I'm going to build that relationship with him and always show him that, hey man, I'm going to at least pick up something from you if I can. And it's not just video games that he'll hold. He'll actually hold things like Vera Bradley purses for Miss Renebean to go through. So he's awesome. That's one of the biggest tools right there that I can tell you guys is build relationships with everybody that you commonly see at a flea market, or even if you're out yard selling, you'll come across other hunters. Talk to them. You never know where that relationship will turn out. It can turn out good and it can turn out bad. Majority of the time, it always turns out great, and it's a scratch your back, scratch my back type of world out there, and you need to get with it if you want to get ahead. So this vendor right here, you may have seen in previous pickups. I usually always make it a point to stop and check with him, see if he's gotten anything new. And I've never noticed this before, but it made the most perfect sense, is because he kept everything that you see here with the movies, because these are all movies. They're for the PSP, the UMD movies that you commonly see. And since I have the room now in my game room to actually start collecting these, I think I'm going to try to build up a pretty good library of just the UMD movies. And what I like about this guy is he always does great deals. You can see that he puts little signs on every little bin that he has, because he'll usually separate things, you know, like kids movies or TV series, but they're always great deals that you get from him, which is awesome. So I paid $5 and I got 8 PSP UMD movies. That's an excellent deal right there. That's obviously less than $1 a piece, and I get some pretty damn good titles. I just think it's crazy that I never noticed them before, but like I said earlier, he kept them with the movies because they are movies. He never kept them with his gaming stuff that I always check every week, so maybe they were new, or maybe I just overlooked them every time that I stopped and checked on this guy. So on this particular walkthrough of the flea market, I happen to just be looking in the right spot at the right time. And that's another bit of advice that I can tell you out there, is if you do go to flea markets, which a lot of you do, don't just make one walkthrough. Hell, at any particular time when I'm going on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, I will literally walk that flea market, the route, maybe 10 times more, just depending on how busy it is, because there's always stuff that you overlook and that other people overlook. Is you just got to be walking and your eyes are going 1,000 miles a minute and your peripherals are just overloaded, but that's how it works, and that's how you get lucky. Do not just walk it one time. Don't be that person. Turn your ass back around, start over, and walk it several times. Now, some people are lucky and they just have ginormous acre-sized flea markets. Ours is not that big. It's probably one solid acre, but I will walk it 10 times if I can, even more. This was an awesome freestyle stop right here, simply for the fact that it's a prime example of ask and you shall receive. So as I pull up, obviously you can see the stacks of DVDs right there. So I was assuming maybe he might have some games, so I'm going to list literally everything that I can think of. I'm saying Nintendo, Sega, the whole 9 yards. And he doesn't say that he has any particular game or system. So it can technically be anything. Hell, he could come out with a damn leapfrog for all I know. Luckily he didn't, because I see too many of those at yard sales already. But like I'm always preaching to you, always ask, give them your list regardless. Like I say, it can be an 80-year-old lady. I've had them bring out games, and it could be an 18-year-old hipster kid that scoffs at the idea of a video game. You always ask regardless, because you never know what they're going to bring out. And have your list in your mind. Just start naming off everything you can think of. So he comes back out, and he only has one game, but it turns out to be an awesome game. Silent Hill 2, and this was in excellent condition. The disc was absolutely pristine right away. I knew it was going to be an upgrade for me. Mine has some minor scratches, and I am a huge fan of Silent Hill. I asked him how much he wanted. He said $3. Obviously, I'm going to pay that. It was an excellent deal right there. Other than having a scuff on the front of the case for the artwork, this thing was in excellent condition. So for $3, a random freestyle yard sale, always ask people, do you got Nintendo, Sega, Atari, 64? You just start naming off everything you can think of, and you'll find that it pays off. So while going through all this footage here, I'm noticing that a lot of these finds were through freestyle yard sales. And if you don't know, a freestyle yard sale is when you have a specific destination in mind. If you have a map that you use, or what I recommend is yard sale treasure map, because it kind of pinpoints all the yard sales in your area. It makes it very nice and organized. But if you happen to be driving and you just see that random sign and you stop and pull over, that's a freestyle yard sale. That is no specific game plan for that yard sale. And you know what? I get awesome finds a lot of times. Never skip a sale if you can. If you think there was a sign, there probably was. Turn your ass around and check it out. Now you'll see here that there is a big box, and it has a bunch of Wii games in there, Skylanders figures, and the system's right next to it. It's one of the black backwards compatible for GameCube games, so it's a pretty good model. It was a little bit dirty, and then there was the Wii Pro controller, which is nice. And of course you got to have the basket chock full of terrible Wii accessories like the tennis racket and all that nonsense. I asked her how much she wanted for all this, and she said $40. It's a little bit high for me. That's more than I'm willing to pay. None of these games were crazy special. but there was about a third of them that I could use in my collection because a lot of you know I love to collect the not so great Wii games if I'm getting them for a really good deal. So the way that I was figuring it in my head is if she'll take 25 or 30 bucks, I'll come out to where I can get rid of Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resorts. Now notice Wii Sports was not in there. Hopefully it's in the system. I have not checked yet. And you'll see Miss Renebean has noticed some other games on the table. There was a few 360 games, and then there was that one Crash Bandicoot game, which I do get later on. So the haggling strategy that I used with this situation is once she said that it was $40, I didn't say anything else. I said okay, and I acted as if I was no longer interested. I wanted to come over here and check out these other games. And that's when you'll see me pick up this terrible Pet Vet, which has some of the worst Photoshop cover art I've ever seen, and then the copy of Crash Bandicoot for the Game Boy Advance. I paid $1 a piece for those. Unfortunately, the Guitar Hero Metallica was just way too scratched. If I can actually put my fingernail or my nubs inside that scratch, it's not going to be able to be saved most likely on the resurfacer, so I left it behind. But that is a game to look out for. But the reason that I wanted to check these other games out after checking out the Wii bundle is because I want her to haggle herself down in her own mind. So after sitting there for a bit, I went ahead and popped the question. I said, is that the least you would take for it? Because she's already under the assumption that the $40 is too much money because I wasn't interested the first time. And I think this strategy worked fairly well. She came back and said $30. I said $25. She didn't take it. But for $30, it was a damn good deal because I can sell the system, the Skylanders, and the game, and I'll get my money back, maybe 10 or 20 bucks on top of it, but I'm going to be able to keep some of these games for my collection, which is what it's all about. When she initially told me $40 when I got to the sale, I could have right then and there said, would you take $20, $25 for it? And she would have immediately probably said no, but instead, I didn't say anything at all. I want her to start thinking about it, and maybe, in her mind, she might be saying, the price may be a little bit high. If he offers a lower amount, I might take it, or she might tell me the lower amount herself, which she did. So for $30, I picked it all up. At the end of the video, obviously, I'll go over all the games individually, so you can see what I picked up. There were some... But what I'm really happy about is I'm going to be able to keep a good handful of these games for my personal collection. The only downside is it was missing the black cover that went over the controller ports, and the console and controllers and everything else was a little bit dirty, but everything should clean up okay. Some of the discs were scratched a little bit more than I would like, but like I say, I got that resurfacer, and once I get that thing back up and running, we should be in tip-top shape to get this stuff going. At this particular sale, I didn't realize that my spy glasses weren't on, so luckily I was able to catch it right at the end, and I pick up these games for a couple bucks each. It was Black Ops as well as a Need for Speed game I hadn't seen, and earlier on at this sale, I pick up this really awesome Pokemon blanket you'll see in the pickups when we go over everything at the end. This yard sale listed that it had a Wii console, and I didn't know if it was going to have games or whatever it was, but I'm glad I checked it out. They had this black Wii console, complete in box, and the box was in really good condition. That's mainly what I was interested in, is because I wanted this for my personal collection because I liked the way that box looked. It was very nice, and it was just a version of the Wii console I did not have. Now, I checked it inside. It did not have Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resorts, and it also did not have the cardboard inserts. But everything else was in there, the system, the controllers, the cords, all that, and it was in fairly decent condition. The fact that it did not have Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resorts was definitely going to play a factor in how much I was willing to pay for this thing. I asked her how much she wanted, and she said $40. That's too much for me to want to pay for this console, especially because all I want is the box itself. And I even told her that. I said, I'm really getting this because I need the box for my personal collection. She thought I was absolutely crazy, but a lot of you collectors out there can relate. So I offered her 20 bucks because that's what I was willing to spend on this without having Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resorts and the cardboard inserts, and she took it. So $20 was a pretty decent deal, and I got this really awesome box to display in my new game room. So this yard sale right here, the final yard sale, is going to be my favorite pickup for the week, and you're going to understand why by the end of it. Not only was this a freestyle stop, but it was my best pickup for the entire week. Hell, for the entire month, I haven't had a good pickup like this. So it was absolutely awesome. So right away, you see that there's the Atari Flashback. He had $1 on that thing. Even though it doesn't have a box, I'm going to pick it up. I want to collect the entire series of Atari Flashbacks. It doesn't have the box, but that doesn't hurt me. For $1, it's obviously a great deal. But it's also going to be the icebreaker to me saying, I look for all sorts of video games, and that's when I give him the list. I say Super Nintendo, and he says, I got one of those. And I say, man, if you got any games that you're willing to part with, ones that you don't play anymore, bring them out, and I'll make you an offer on them. Now, he hunted for quite some time, but I'm checking everything else out. We ended up picking a few other things up. And when he comes out, oh, it's such an amazing sight to see someone bringing out a box of stuff for you to go through. That is an absolute amazing feeling. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. And he opens up his little magical shoebox to reveal some Super Nintendo games. But unfortunately, none of them were anything crazy. I mean, he just had a bunch of sports games, and there was a few decent titles like Mortal Kombat 2, which turned out to be a label upgrade for me, which is always awesome. Anytime you can upgrade your own personal collection, it's a good thing. And some of these sports games are ones that I didn't have, so I'll be able to add them to the collection. So I asked him, how much did you want for these games? And he says, just give me $1 a piece for them, which is obviously a great deal. Even if they're sports games, that's a great deal. So I wasn't going to argue that. But Miss Renebean had her eye on a table for the bedroom, because obviously we moved, so we're looking for furniture, and they had $20 on it. So I said, well, how about if I pick up that table for $20, you just throw these games in there? And it kind of worked out to where, you know, I got the table for $10 and I got $10 for all these games right here. So it was a great deal right there. So while I'm looking through all these games, I ask him, I say, hey, what were the games that you wanted to hold on to? I was just curious. And he says Donkey Kong, Mario, just the usual games that you would expect to hear when it's games that someone would want to keep, for themselves, that just has that nostalgic attachment to them. And I wasn't really going to try to pry those games out of his hands. Those are awesome games. I'm sure I probably could have offered him $5 a piece for them, and he would have brought them out and sold them to me. But you know what? Those are awesome games. Hold on to them and play them when you feel the need to. I was more than happy that he brought these games out here for me to check out, because there's some cool ones that I get to keep, Tecmo Super Bowl 3 and label upgrade for Mortal Kombat. So I was definitely happy about it. And as I'm sitting here talking to him, he says, you know what? I also got a copy of Mega Man. And I was thinking, cool, you got a copy of Mega Man X? And he's like, well, it's Mega Man X3. And right then and there, shit got real. He asked if I wanted it. I said yes. And then he asked a terrible question. How much are you willing to pay for it? Now, judging from the price of the games that you saw me pick up earlier, I probably could have offered him $2 and he would have taken it. That would have been a terrible dick move on my part. Obviously, all of you out there, majority at least, know how much this game is worth. It's a very pricey game. So what I did is I asked Miss Renebean, how much money do you got on you? I looked in my wallet. I gave him almost everything that I had outside of a few $1 bills. And you know what, guys? I got this game for $20. I didn't have that much money on me. I said, man, I am willing to give you $20 for that game. It was most all the money I had outside of a few dollar bills. This is one of those prime examples of what the hell do you do? Do you say this game can sell for more than $200, but I'm still going to give you $20 and risk him not selling you the game at all? I did what I felt was right, and that was give him all the money that I had on me outside of a few dollar bills, because keep in mind, I bought the table and the other games previous for $20. I didn't have that much money left. So I said, here's $20, man. He was more than happy to take it. Obviously, I was very happy about the pickup. It is a very hard situation to be in. Unless you've been in it yourself, you probably don't understand. I did what I felt was right. I probably would have given him more had I had a few bigger bills on me. But like I said, I gave him everything I had outside of a few dollar bills. He was happy. Obviously, I was happy. And it was a awesome end to the week. So for $20, Mega Man X3. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed all that awesome live footage. Just like always, we're going to go over all these pickups here. If I can remember anything about them, I'll tell you. If not, we're just going to kind of zoom through them. It's never in any real particular order because it can get scattered throughout the week. Oh, where to begin? We had a good week. I actually, I thought this was going to be the first week where we don't have a video, but I'm still pushing them out. I don't know how it happens. Knock on some wood, but we're still getting them done. So anyways, what do we got? Let's see. We got this bag right here. I got all these. These are all PSP movies. And I'm actually going to get into collecting UMD movies. I don't think it's going to be a bad idea at all. Now that I got the room for it, it's kind of cool to watch a movie on something like that. Plus, with the hurricane coming up, we're probably going to be losing some power. It wouldn't be a bad idea to have this on hand. So for $5, I got all 8 of these movies. Not terrible movies. We got Shallow Hal, which is not bad. American Pie, it's a classic right there. Napoleon Dynamite, obviously a classic. The most disgusting steak I've ever seen in any movie was when they microwaved that steak. That was absolutely awful. I am an avid meat eater, if you can't tell, and I respect meat too much to ever microwave a steak. That just looked horrible. The Italian Job. Now keep in mind there wasn't that many to choose from, so some of these are... What can you do? This is actually an awesome one. The Princess Bride. It's a pretty good movie. It's one of my wife's favorite movies. This was sealed. No big deal. I mean, it's nothing crazy. Sahara. If that was like, you know, Napoleon Dynamite or something, that might be a little bit more interesting. Kung Fu Hustle. And then finally, we got beef right there, which is cool. Paid $5 for all those. That was a great deal. It was less than $1 a piece, obviously. So I was happy to pick those up now that I got the room to start collecting them. I think I got a few others. Maybe like a South Park, the bigger, longer, uncut one, I think. Paid $2 from this. This was just from a buddy of mine. I ain't going to say it's charity because I can bundle this later, and $2 is a pretty good deal. But I like helping them out at the same time, and it was Mortal Kombat Armageddon complete. Disc is in pretty decent condition. Nothing crazy or terrible. Picked that up on, man, maybe Friday, I think. I don't think it was any other day. The first pickup of the week, the amazing Goodwill stop, man. This was an excellent stop for me because every single one of these games was $1.50. And a lot of you know, with my Goodwill here locally, the kid that does all the gaming, he prices this stuff pretty damn high, but he you know, you can catch him slipping all the time. Whenever you really get lucky in Goodwill is when the other employees just put the stuff out, and that's usually when I have the best luck right there. And this was one of those situations where I guess someone donated a bunch of PlayStation 2 stuff, and I just happened to be there right on time, and that's how it goes. So for $1.50, now the Xbox game is the only Xbox one, is Knights of the Old Republic. $1.50, that's a great game to bundle right there. Absolutely awesome. But these are the 5 PlayStation 2 games right here. We got some really awesome titles here. I do not know how to pronounce this. La Pucelle Tactics. I'm going to keep that. That's one for me because I did not have it. Very good find. This is, if you remember last episode or the episode previous, I picked up Ape Escape 3. There it is again. And it was disc only, and I got it now complete in excellent condition. $1.50. Very awesome. Here's a very good game right here. These were all complete. These were all adult-owned. Okami. Very awesome. $1.50, man. Star Ocean, which I already have. I have a buddy of mine who's interested in a few of these, I think, already. I don't know if that was one of them. And then you got Persona 4, which I'm pretty sure... yeah, fucker. Yep, I got Persona 4. Damn. Kind of sun-faded. I can see the difference in the labels. So, Persona 4, $1.50 for all those. That was a great deal right there. That was an excellent Goodwill stop. Trust me. On camera, you can't really tell because I'm using my phone, but I'm pretty damn happy. Picked this one up today. You did not see this on camera. This was Super Mario Brothers, the show. You know I love my video game related DVDs, you know, TV shows. So that's one I'm fairly certain I didn't have. It was only $1.50. If I already have it, that's okay. I can go to one of you lucky people out there. But pick that up. That was awesome. $1.50. I don't know if this was... this week, last week, I mean, it was in my truck, so obviously I don't think y'all seen it. I don't know if it was on camera or not. Vin Diesel Wheelman, which is for the 360, I did not have it. And Gears of War Judgment, which I also did not have. I'm fairly certain that one is not complete. That's okay, I'm not worried about it. I had someone ask me, they said, do you care if the game is Black Label or Platinum Hits, or doesn't matter? Yes and no. Obviously, you know, a beggar can't be a chooser. I got a lot of games, you know, that are greatest hits, you know, that sort of thing. It doesn't bother me, but I will upgrade, you know, whenever I get another copy. So if I have, like, Luigi's Mansion, mine is the Player's Choice over here. That sucks. That's one of my favorite GameCube games. I just haven't come across of it, Black Label, or a situation has occurred where I didn't keep it or something. I don't know. I'll upgrade it when I get it, but I'm going to play the shit out of it, even though it's, you know, Players, it doesn't bother me. Some people, it bothers them. I mean, some people have, you know, enough room to where they can collect only Player's Choice, or, you know, like just #1 hit games like that. And it actually looks kind of cool on the shelf when you got like greatest hits versions. Like PlayStation 1s look excellent. You know, it's a good thing, actually. You know, if you're ever in your game room, you're just like, man, I don't know what to play. What sounds good, you know? look at your player's choice greatest hits, because usually there's a reason why, you know, they're like that. Other than just selling so many copies, they're usually pretty damn good games. So to kind of give you something, an idea of what to play. For 20 bucks, I bought this for the box, man. It's okay to do that. I'll sell the system. I'll make my money back, maybe 20 bucks on top of it. But I wanted the black box for the Nintendo Wii. It doesn't have like the cardboard, I don't think. Yeah, the system's in there, and it didn't have Wii Sports and Resorts, which would have sweetened it. They wanted 40 bucks for that. There ain't no damn way I was about to pay that. So 20 bucks was a great deal on that. Like I said, I'll sell the system, make my money back, maybe 20 bucks on top of it, but I'm going to keep that box, which is what I wanted. I don't think you saw this on camera that well. I'm not a huge Pokemon fan. A lot of you know that. It's nothing against, it's just nothing I never got into. I paid $2 for this. I'm sure someone will love it. It's a huge Pokemon like throw blanket or something. I don't know if it's original or anything, but it's pretty cool. Like I said, $2. It's pretty thick actually. I just never got into it. Wasn't my thing. All right, let's see here. What else we got? We got stuff everywhere. This isn't gaming related, but I'm sure a lot of you out there will appreciate this. I paid $10 for all this right here. We got Futurama. This was Into the Wild Green Yonder. I don't know why I can't read it. We got Bender's Big Score, which was awesome. And then I got the first 4 seasons complete, all on DVD. I paid $10 for all that. I'm a huge Futurama fan. You know I love that. So not necessarily gaming related, but I didn't think you'd mind if I brought that up. So that was a cool find right there. First 4 seasons and a couple movies. Let's see, before we get into that bullshit. I paid $5 for these 2 games. We got Shift 2 Unleashed for the PlayStation 3. Nothing, I don't think that's exclusive or anything. Need for Speed, Shift 2 Unleashed or something. I don't know if it's worth anything, but I paid $5 for it and Call of Duty Black Ops. Figured $5, that's not bad. This was a cool find. I went in there, I gave him, do you got any video games? And he's like, well, I got something inside. And he comes out with only 1 game, but it happened to be Silent Hill 2. Very good condition other than the case art. The disc looks like it's never even seen like an actual like laser from a PlayStation 2. I mean, it's a mint condition. Probably going to be an upgrade for me. $3 for that's obviously a damn good deal. That was awesome. This was interesting. At the flea market today, I met another game hunter. Turned out to be a really cool dude, and he said that he saw one of my episodes and he saw my copy of Double Dragon, and he happened to come across some really damn good games. But he came across Double Dragon 3 for $1. He just gave it to me. That was very awesome. If you're watching, thank you for that. I really appreciate that. Some of the game, he had some really good luck there. I got to the flea market a little bit late today. It was more casual than anything. I didn't find anything at the flea market that day, but I had all my luck at yard sales. But that man, he found Chippendale's Rescue Rangers 2 for $1. My hat's off to you. That was an excellent find right there. Now, I had me a pretty damn heavy hitter title, as you saw in the episode here today, but it's cool to meet someone new. I haven't been seeing a lot of hunters out there here lately. I guess as the season's dwindling down and it's getting colder, they're just staying their ass inside, which is fine by me. But it's always cool to meet new people. Thank you very much for that. My copy had this big chunk ripped right out of it, so it's going to be cool to upgrade to that. It was the only NES game that I think that's all broken to hell there. Let's see. We're going to save you for last because that's how I feel about it. I picked up another Wii bundle. You saw it was a huge bundle. I paid $30 for everything. A little bit high, but it has a bunch of games. It's all craziness. But it does have it's got like the Pro controller here for the Wii. It needs a little bit of cleaning, but these things typically sell for like $15. It's the GameCube compatible. The Wii's in pretty cruddy condition. You don't need to see it. You know what a Wii looks like. If you are a game hunter or anything to do with the game, you know what the hell a Wii looks like. I don't need to hold up cords and controllers. Come on now. The games, I think, are what you want to see. And it had a bunch of Skylanders. I don't know shit about Skylanders. There is one Bowser Skylander thing in there that I'm going to keep just because the figure looks cool. I'm sure there's Skylanders that are expensive as hell. I don't know anything about them. So anyways, the first thing that I bought at the sale for $2, I picked up Crash Bandicoot Entranced for a Game Boy Advance. I don't think I have that. So paid $1 for this, and God Almighty, like the DS is starting to turn into like the crappy Wii games. I gotta pick them up if they're cheap. For $1, we got the amazing Paws and Claws Pet Vet. I mean, I imagine I can only sink many hours into this game. Everything is photoshopped on this cover art right here. From the girl, the girl is probably not even blonde. Her hat is, I'm assuming, photoshopped on her head. Same with this distressed koala bear. And this kangaroo over here that looks like he's not ready to take anybody's shit. That's incredible. Even her arms, everything about this is fake. This looks terrible, man. I'm going to have to crank into that one of these days. I'm sure it's going to be riveting. The games, $30. This is what I got with that Wii bundle. Alright, nothing crazy. Let's see. Wii Sports Resorts, but it had Wii Play in there. I'm hoping I didn't go through all the... Oh, shit, no, that does have Wii Sports Resorts. Oh, it scratched all that shit. It was at Wii Sports, I think, that didn't have Wii Sports in there. Yeah, it had Wii Play or something. Hopefully it's in the system. Out of all these games, it's probably the funnest. Let's start burning through them. And I got this because there's a lot that I'm going to be able to keep. I'm sure there's some of these, you know, third-party games that I don't have. Backyard Baseball 09. We got Dance Workout. Sonic and the Secret Rings. I see that commonly. We got Summer Sports Paradise Island. Need for Speed Nitro. Not original case. Spectrobes Origins. Yeah, I don't know if I have that or not. Let's see. We got Backyard Baseball number 10. Let's move on down here. Lego Batman 2 DC Superheroes. Here's one I don't have. It boasts that it's up to 4 players. Pirates Plunder. Alright. Nicktoons Attack of the Toybots. Build and Race. And then Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. We still got more we're going through. Gummy Bears Mini Golf. Star Wars The Complete Saga. The Lord of the Rings. Lego Lord of the Rings. There's 2 copies of this. Skylanders of Spyro's Adventure. I think there's 2 copies of that. Party Pigs Farmyard Games. That sounds dumb as hell. Of course, I love it, though. Let's see here. We got Skylanders Superchargers Racing. There's that other copy of Skylanders Spyro's Adventure. Brunswick Pro Bowling. Tony Hawk Shred. The final 3 games. We're not saving anything. Now, I did pick it up. Anytime I see this, you know, if I see an Atlas game out there, I'm like, could it really be something? This is not nothing. But that's cool that it is made by Atlas. Come on, Atlas. Don't put your name on something like that. We got the insanely terrible Howie Mandel of Deal or No Deal. And then we got Sega Superstars Tennis. $30 for that. There's a bunch of Skylanders. There's the little portal things. This was the one that I thought was interesting because it's Bowser. I mean, that's just cool. I mean, he's going to be mine. I'm going to keep his ass. So, alright. Hell, who knows? He's probably worth $1 billion. Doubt that. I think. That ain't Spyro, I don't think. But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff in here. $30 for that is not bad. It's a little bit higher than I typically like to pay for Wii's, but considering with all the games and everything, it wasn't that bad. Let's put all this stuff back in there. It surprises the shit out of me every week, man, how much I end up with all this. I'm super grateful for it, but man, it takes a lot of hustle now. I talked to one person today. He said that he was going to go to 10 or 15 sales. Hell, I had 89 listed. I didn't go to 89 of them, but I'm going to go to 30, 40 of them if I can. More of the Skylanders figures. Alright, before we get to the final sale, which is the most amazing, let's announce the winner to the weekly contest giveaway. I wrote his name down on a piece of paper. My ass better be able to find it. Let's see. What did I do with it now? We gotta have a winner to the weekly contest giveaway. Hell, I thought I would have planned it. There it is. Alright, I thought I was going to plan this out better. Alright, the winner. I have no drum roll. We need something like that. The winner to the weekly contest giveaway. Probably going to butcher the hell out of your last name. Taylor Burrows. B-U-R-R-O-U-G-H-S. you are the winner. You got $20 store credit. Hit me up on eBay, send me a message on Instagram, let me know, say, hey, I'm the one who won. Get you a $20 game for free, get you a $30 game for $10. Works very simple. And of course, we sell everything. It's not just video games. This is just a video game channel, so you know you're not limited. You can get whatever the hell you want. You can get some of Ms. Renebean's clothes for all that matters. It doesn't matter. So let's get into the final sale and see what we got. So I pull up and I see this Atari Flashback. Now you know that I love my Atari Flashback. This was $1 to get an Atari Flashback. It doesn't have the box, but it was $1. Come the hell on. Picked it up for $1, but this is going to lead to more questions. You know you got to have more games if you got the Atari Flashback. Come on. And he did. He said, well, I got a Super Nintendo. And I was like, well, man, sell me some of those games. You know, if you don't play them anymore, I'll make you an offer on them. Use that line. It usually works. If you can bring them out, you usually can buy it. So he goes in, and he comes out with some games. Let's see what we got. This was an awesome score right here. So now there was a nightstand that Mrs. Renebean won, and they had it marked for $20. So what I did with this first box of games right here, I said, well, how about you give me all, because he wanted to give me all these games for $1 a piece, which is a great yard sale flea market price. Obviously, there's some games in here that are worth 10 or $15, but majority of them are just sports games. I said, well, just give me all these games with that nightstand for $20. Got yourself a deal. So we did that. We got Tecmo Super Bowl 3, which I don't think I have. We got Super Baseball 2020, which I may or may not have. We got Madden 94. Mortal Kombat number 2, which actually I think might be a label upgrade for me. College Slam. NCAA Football. We got Live 97. We got NHL Stanley Cup. And like, what is a Super Nintendo lot without Family Feud? I mean, come on, that's like Tetris for the NES. You're going to have a copy of Family Feud in there, at least for me I do. Now, I asked him again, I said, is there any other games that you had? What were the ones that you wanted to keep? And he gave me a list. He's like, well, I want to keep Donkey Kong, and I want to keep, you know, NBA Jam. It's cool meeting all these people and seeing what they're most nostalgic for, because it could be a game that you're like, that's not one I would have picked, but that's cool that you like it. And he's just reading off titles, you know, a lot of them were sports. And he's like, oh, and I have Mega Man. And I was like, oh, cool, you got Mega Man X. And he's like, yeah, I think it's Mega Man X3. That's when shit got real right there. I knew right away, I was like, oh my God, I gotta have it. And now before that, he said, you know, I'll sell these games if the price is right. So I didn't know how to take that. And I was like, man, I would definitely be interested in Mega Man 3. It's one that I'm wanting because I want to complete the Mega Man series. And it's crazy how he said Mega Man X3. He just didn't say Mega Man. And he's like, well, how much would you give me for it? That's a loaded question right there, because keep in mind, all this stuff's obviously dirt cheap, but I don't want to be the scumbag and be like, well, I'll give you $1 for it. No, you know what this game's worth. This game's very expensive. So I opened up my wallet and I asked Miss Ringman, how much money do you got on you? How much money do I got on you? I didn't have that much money left. I think I had, I don't know, like maybe like $28. I said, man, I'll give you $20 for that game. Now keep in mind, if I say, you know, that game's extremely expensive, he's going to want that. I mean, it's one of those situations where it's like, at least give him something, you know, so you don't feel like a straight asshole. You know, try to help him out the best you can, but at the same time, don't put your foot in your mouth, you know. I was like, man, I'll give you $20 for that game. He's like, sure, yeah, obviously you can take the game. Here it is right here. He went and got it. The label is decent. I am not hating at all. The only downside of this card is this sticker, which probably won't come off the back, but that's fine because I can change the back if I want to. Pretty damn good condition. Mega Man X3. My day was made, man. Absolutely amazing right here. All I'm missing is X2, and then, you know, obviously some really hard to find ones like 7 and like the soccer and all that. I couldn't have been more grateful. And I wanted to iterate to him that this game is going in my personal collection to be displayed. You know, obviously he caught on that the game's worth something. But it's one of those really weird, you know, no-fly zones right there. It's like, what do you say? You know, what do you do? So $20 for that. Obviously, that's an amazing deal. It was absolutely amazing. That just made my entire day right there. I was super happy to pick this up, and it was really cool because the guy that I met at the flea market had a really damn good find. So did I. So I was very, very happy about this. Once I get X2, I will be in business right there. But that is absolutely incredible for the best find in a while. I haven't had a really good find like that in such a long time. I didn't want to be the dick and be, oh man, I'll give you $5 for it. I didn't want to give him $8 in ones because it would seem weird. You know, I'm sure he would have been like, I don't think, you know, it's, you don't put your foot in your mouth at the same time. You don't want to be a dick, you know. So I mean, it's what it is. So guys, that's it for the episode. That's all we got for this week. I hope everybody's going to be safe during the hurricane. I know I got it coming. It's going to hit North Carolina here like Monday going into Tuesday or something. I'm sure I'm going to be without power. But as a lot of you collectors, gamers out there, you probably got DSs and PSPs. Charge them bastards up and ride it out, man. I got candles. I got a can of tuna. I'll sit back and relax and, you know, watch some bullshit on PSP or something. But that's it. Few shout outs. Shout out to my boy Witty Pox. Check him out. He's got an awesome YouTube channel. He's starting out. Me and him grew up together. He's got a cool channel. He does a lot of Let's Plays. He's got the same humor I do. So go over there, leave him a like, subscribe to him, say, hey, Renebean sent me. You're the man. There's a lot of people out there that do what I do, and it's cool to watch. And there's like Chase After the Right Price. I've been watching them lately. They're, you know, a couple younger guys, and they get some really good scores. Check them out. They don't, not just video games. They do, you know, pick up a few other things, you know. So check those guys out. They do great work, and I've subscribed to them. And they got pickup videos just like me. And it's cool to see them get some good finds later in the day like that. But other than that, guys, I hope everybody's had an awesome week. I hope you all had great scores. As always, let me know what you got down below. Take care and enjoy the rest of your day.